How are you? We are trying this kind of setup out again. Just playing. Um, had somebody say last week that it was a little echoey using this corner, so I kind of set my chair out away from the wall a little bit. So hopefully that fixes it. But it's Thursday. That means it is Reddit day. And I grabbed some entitled people stories because those always make me feel better about me. Um, Especially on days when I feel a little needy. I'm like, oh, but I'm not that bad. So we're good. Uh, I am still fighting this cold, whatever it is. So that's why I have the sexy voice tonight. Ooh la la. Feel very like Phoebe Buffet. I think it's season 2 of Friends when she gets her sexy voice. But I digress. We are going to, I think I'm going to use my phone to read our stories off of tonight because I was having a little trouble with the computer and just want to make sure that I don't like accidentally log off and everything goes sideways. Because was it last week or the week before that I'm not sure how it looked, and I haven't gone back because I'm a chicken and I don't want to see that it was all messed up. So we're just going to leave it all messed up if that's the way it is. Uh, but tonight, as I say, I've got some entitled people stories. I picked 4, um, which should be pretty good. If we can get to all 4, great. Um, if my voice starts getting real crackly, then we'll stop at the end of whatever story we are on. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Please do all of the YouTubey things like share, subscribe, comment. As much traffic as we can get to each of the videos, the better. So comment. Please let me know that you're here. It also plays with the algorithm, which we are all trying to do. So let's drive traffic, and hopefully one of these days I can start doing this full time, and that would be awesome. But tonight, yes, as I said, we are doing entitled people. And our first story is double wedding disaster. Friends ruined their wedding, but not ours. So before we get started off, I have some feelings on that. I don't think double weddings are ever a good idea. It's hard enough when you only have 2 people and they are sets of parents and families trying to plan a wedding. Double weddings, triple weddings, no. No, it looked very funny in the Brady Bunch, and it's very, very sweet to see it happen on a TV show. But no, no. And I love my best friend. I love her. But no, because if she ever gets remarried, I need to be all about her that day. And if I ever get remarried, then she needs to be all about me that day. That's just it. So let's see how this one fell apart. I, 38 male, have been married to Mike, 35 male, for 3 years, together for 12 years. Well, that's a good long time. We're very quiet, nerdy, nature loving guys, not into flashy displays or drama at all. Okay, so that. Oh no. Okay. It was the tail end of the pandemic, and since the borders were partially open, we decided to road trip to Gibraltar and elope. The pandemic was a great excuse not to invite anyone to our wedding and just do what we wanted. Absolutely. Absolutely. When we told our lesbian friends, Di, 45 female, and Anne, 60 female, what we were doing, they decided on the spot that we were going to have a double wedding and immediately started taking over. Suggesting a bunch of trashy, expensive things we didn't want. And you're very nice guys, and you're probably not very confrontational, and you were just wanting to go and have a good time. And oh, okay. This is the story of how they attempted to ruin our wedding and only ruined theirs. All right, get your drinks. We initially decided that we'd get a rental car together and split it 4 ways. with Mike and Di splitting the driving. A month before the wedding, Di and Anne decided it'd be cheaper to take the train. Well, six trains actually across 3 countries. Oh, I immediately said no, and it turned out Di didn't even have her driver's license and had been driving illegally for years. Oh, God. Okay. Mike offered to do all the driving if they split the rental car with us. So you guys were just going to get the rental car? You guys were just, okay. Oh, get the car together, split it 4 ways. Okay. They declined because it was too expensive and took the train instead. Obviously, it went terribly for them. Trains were canceled, tickets were lost, and they missed out on an entire night in Gibraltar because oh no, because they were stuck at a random train station in the Spanish countryside. Oh, good, good. I mean, poor things. Okay. Uh, Mike and I had a wonderful road trip and spent a magical night in an Airbnb in Car- Cartagena, Cartagena on the way. Their train tickets cost more than half of the rental car. Yeah. Okay. We initially agreed to get a really fancy Airbnb in Gibraltar with a hot tub and all that stuff. Split 4 ways, we could get something really nice. Well, Anne decided she wanted a real hotel and pulled out of the Airbnb plan. I found a gorgeous little 1 bedroom place for us with a hot tub and a view of the sea. Oh no. Di and Anne forgot to book a real hotel and ended up in a freaking awful place by the port, like a place for merchant sailors to crash while they're in port. Oh, gross. Oh, it was on a busy roundabout opposite Burger King. There was no bath, no balcony, and it was basic AF. It was more expensive than our lovely place. Well, that's what happens. They got no sleep because of the drunk sailors and traffic noise. They didn't even get any towels provided. Well, why would they get towels if there's no bath? Yeah, no. Oh, the night before the wedding, we met for dinner. They'd barely been in Gibraltar for 2 hours, whereas we'd been relaxing since the day before. At dinner, things were tense, but Di was really trying. At some point, she signaled to the restaurant host, and the lady came over with a super fancy VIP bucket with champagne on ice. She popped the cork and gave it to Di, who handed it to Anne, saying, "Just like the one I gave you in New York, baby." Oh, it was clearly supposed. Sorry. I'm sorry. I read ahead for a second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. It was clearly supposed to be a romantic moment. Anne refused the cork, and we all smiled nervously to try and smooth things over. The host poured 2 glasses of champagne and gave the glasses to Di and Anne. Anne took a sip and immediately spat it out, announcing loudly, "It's corked." I don't I don't know what that means. Does it mean like part of the cork has gotten down in the champagne? I don't know. Somebody in the chat let me know if that's what that means. I don't drink enough champagne. Um okay. We all tried the champagne and told her it was delicious. Mike and I don't really drink, but we know what champagne tastes like. Anne insisted the champagne was corked and loudly announced they wouldn't be paying for it. Ooh. The host was pissed, and I understood why when she told us it was a 750-pound bottle. Oh no. She threatened to call the police, so Di sheepishly paid for it. Anne sulked the rest of the night. I was so embarrassed, and our whole evening was spoiled. Yeah, yeah. When we got back to our Airbnb to take a bubble bath and eat Jaffa cakes, yum, I told Mike there was no way I was going to allow them to ruin another minute of our trip. But if they wanted to ruin theirs, that wasn't my problem. And it's really not. I think you guys have been incredibly patient, and I cannot believe you let 2 people come with you on your way. Especially if you're just eloping. I don't understand. But I'm not a nice person. So there we go. Um, the actual weddings went off okay, apart from the fact that they were still drunk from the night. Oh, God. They were still drunk from the night before. The registry office was nice, and I married the man of my dreams. Afterwards, we bought them brunch to soak up the booze and faithfully walked them around the park, taking lovely photos of them. Di had her finger over the lens of every picture she took of us. Of course she did. When we were done, they suggested we all go to the pub and get wasted. As if. We dropped them off at the pub and went our separate ways. I was honest and just told them I want to be alone with my husband. They couldn't really argue with that. No, because wouldn't you want to be like alone with your wife? So yeah, I wouldn't be pushing for like extra activities. It might make your spouse feel unwanted. Um, the wedding dinner. Here we go. Mike, Di, and I all had fairly casual preferences for a restaurant for the wedding dinner. Then Anne insisted on a fine dining fish restaurant that didn't even serve dessert. It's your You don't want cake after your wedding? This is weird. Anyway, I'm just saying, even if I ever do get married again, I'm not going to do the whole shebang, but I want to have dinner and like cake, at least like two cute little cupcakes. Anyway, uh, I outright refused. I don't eat fish at all. And Anne was insisting on the fish restaurant, so we decided not to meet up. Yeah. Anne also tried to convince us to chip in 200 pounds for a custom wedding cake to get delivered to the restaurant, but we said hell no. Yeah, good. Mike and I went to the best steakhouse in Gibraltar. Oh, yeah. I had a 1.2 kilo steak. Oh my gosh. And an amazing cheesecake for dessert. We had a lovely time, and the wait staff went out of their way to spoil us. Uh, Around 8 p.m., they messaged us, "Where are you?" And we ignored the message. You're darn right you did. The wedding's over. Now it's just time for you and your husband. I love that you did that. Good for you. Uh, as it turned out, Anne forgot to make the reservations, and the fish restaurant was fully booked. But they couldn't leave and go somewhere else because they had to wait for the cake to be delivered. Oh my gosh. These people don't plan anything. Have they ever vacationed before? This sounds terrible. I mean, there's excuse me. You can be spontaneous, but this is above and beyond spontaneous. This is irresponsible. They ended up taking the cake back to their shitty hotel and eating it with their credit cards because they didn't even have cutlery and plates in their room. They got hammered that night on supermarket vodka. Oh my lord. Mike and I had the perfect evening. We got a taxi home, smoked weed on our balcony, watched the stars, and kissed for hours. See, that's so sweet. That should be your wedding night. I mean, do what you want to on your balcony, but you should just be smooching for hours on your wedding night. Okay. The next day, Mike and I set out for a day of hiking in the UNESCO World Heritage Site National Park. It was the best day ever. Mike got robbed and bitten by a monkey. Oh, which is effing hilarious. We ate a full English breakfast in the Sky restaurant and explored St. Michael's Cave. Unforgettable memories were made. Di and Anne fought, decided it was Gibraltar's fault, and spontaneously decided to leave. They booked a beach resort up the coast somewhere in Spain and headed on foot to the train station. The, uh, the trains were all messed up. They got stranded somewhere in Spain with all their luggage, and it took them 14 hours to get to the resort. They arrived at 11 p.m. when we're checking out the next morning. Oh my gosh. Mike and I spent a few more nights enjoying our honeymoon and then road tripped home. We stayed in the same little place in Cartagena on the way back, and the host threw us a little surprise party. It was magical. Di and Anne got stranded again on the way home, lost half of their luggage, and caught COVID. Oh my goodness. Oh, so in the comments, first comment, it was, oh no, first comment, some folks are just determined to be miserable. Yes, yes, they are. On the other hand, it sounds like you and Mike had a blast. You made a great choice to make a plan and stick to it. Yes. OP says to that, it was the absolute best. We got the wedding we deserved, and so did they. Absolutely, they did. Yeah, you can't. Oh my gosh. Even if you're eloping, there's a little planning to it. It's not just like, hey, we're already in Vegas. Let's just go. No, you were going to another country. Of course, you have to be prepared. Next comment. Are they still together? Do you all still talk? OP says, they are still together, although their lives are hectic AF, and Mike is pretty sure that any day now they are going to jail for not paying their taxes. Oh my gosh. Um, somebody said, oh, Captain McPlatypus said, sounds like they are big ideas, no details people. If you get hooked by one of those sorts, they just give you marching orders. Then you have to make all their wild imaginings come true, and they enjoy the results. You were smart to stay well out of it and just enjoy your plans with Mike. Sounds like you and he had a wonderful time. Congratulations on your marriage. Yeah. Um, another comment. I don't know. I'm down for credit card cake and vodka and drunk sailors. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Sometimes. Sometimes people are just too much. Somebody else says, so good. The boundary set and held should be a lesson to all the miserable people in toxic relationships. The booze never helps either. Would love to see them read this whole thread. But them types never learn. Maybe 0.001% would. Sigh for them and yays for you too. May you have decades of healthy happiness and be rewarded for your goodness. That is awesome. Uh, yeah, that's awesome. There's some more in here. Oh, there's some more about the dinner. Okay, so somebody's asking the wishy-washy stuffs, and then um, somebody asks about dinner. And OP says the hostess brought two flutes for the champagne because that's what they ordered, I guess. So yeah, probably they ordered one bottle with two glasses. They weren't going to share with you. Mike and I don't even like champagne, and we did not drink alcohol during the meal anyway, so it was no big deal to us. We ended up drinking one glass each out of politeness to make Di feel better. Yeah. When we left shortly after, I gifted the rest of the bottle to the manager. It was a really big bottle, and she said the staff would really enjoy trying it as none of them had ever. Wait, did you have to pay for it? I thought you said Di paid for it, but did you guys actually pay for it? Because otherwise, who are you to give away a bottle? And how did they get so drunk? Anyway, okay, let's just keep going. Um, the cake thing was totally ridiculous. I told them straight off the bat we weren't getting the cake because the one she wanted was pink and frilly and very bridal. We didn't even want a cake. We were there for the marriage, not a wedding, and we didn't want to pay for overpriced wedding shit. Exactly. I don't know why it was so expensive. It wasn't even that big. Probably because she had to have it all custom, made to order, and hand delivered to the restaurant. Yeah, that's exactly why. We had our actual wedding a year later when the travel restrictions were lifted. Okay, so you guys had like a big. Hoop de doo. Okay. Um, then there's some stuff about their relationship. Um, yeah. Somebody says, good on you for giving the champagne to the staff. Opie says the restaurant staff were freaking saints. I can't believe they handled it so well. We actually went back there for lunch before we left. I hadn't actually tasted the food the first time because I was too busy dying of shame. Oh yeah. I can confirm food was excellent. I hope they enjoyed that silly champagne and spending our hefty tip. The cake, lol. Gibraltar ain't cheap. Plus, they have a booming wedding industry because everyone goes there to get married. It's like the Las Vegas of Europe. Awesome, but pricey. Yeah. Mike is the nicest guy. He drives an hour each way every month so Di can give him her accounts in a roll up sandwich bag. Then he spends all night trying to put the little scraps of paper and receipts into some kind of order for Di's accountant, who refuses to even communicate with Di because she's so hectic. If he is prepared to do this for Di, you can imagine all the things he would do for me. All right, so your husband is awesome, and you guys had a wonderful day, and I'm very happy that you had a wonderful day and that you were married to such a great person. Um, let's do one more because I am starting to congest back up, and I apologize. Um, oh, okay, let's see. Everybody loves a dog story, so let's do this one. This one is relatively new, 17 days ago. They want to buy my dog? Okay, so here's the story of my best friend I felt like sharing here. He is a cute little sausage dog with heterochromia who jumps for everyone and is genuinely a sweetheart of a dog. She escaped their property around a year and a half ago, and legit everyone thought she got hit by a car because nobody ever reported finding her. Okay, I have my own. Okay, okay, okay. Skip ahead to last week. His mom gets a call from a woman saying that she wants to buy the dog from them. Basically, they found her very shortly after she escaped, and her kids loved the dog so much they decided to not report finding her even though she was chipped. So, benefit of the doubt, cannot see a chip. These people suck for not even trying. Then, when she wanted to chip her, took her to the vet, who then told her the dog has an owner and must be contacted if he's going to place a new chip in her, which then led to the events of last week. They won't put a second chip in. You have to call the chip company and have it updated. Anyway, do. My friend's mom exploded at the entitlement of this woman, telling her she will get the police and lawyers involved if the dog is not returned momentarily. Probably should have been immediately. That lady says something along the lines of, she's been with us for almost a year and a half. How can you separate her from my children? They will be devastated. We are willing to pay you for her, etc. You can probably imagine what ensued. Little doggy was back with my best friend the same day, and I wish the worst to that woman who took her. Yeah. People, okay. I did 2.5 years at the shelter and I saw a lot of stuff. And there were a lot of people. Yeah, if you find a dog, just A, you want it vetted. You want to take it to the vet. So you had it for a year and a half before you decided to take it to the vet. You didn't know if it had shots, if it was sick when it came to you. Mm, yeah. Oh. Let's see some comments. Do 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 do. I had the exact same thing happen, except my cat's name and my phone number were embroidered on his collar. When I realized that my cat wasn't in the house, my mom had visited and he slipped past her on her way out the door. I posted his pictures and missing signs everywhere. About 3 days later, I got a message from someone saying that they saw someone else's post about the cat they found and planned to keep. She actually posted a picture of her holding my cat with my phone number visible in the picture. And thankfully, those people were kind enough to reach out to me. Oh, the audacity. When she sent me the post that the cat thief had posted, I instantly recognized the name because I used to babysit her. Oh my gosh. So she knew your name, the name that was on the collar. She knew it. Don't keep other people's puppers. That's right, sister. You don't. It's rude. Uh, okay. She lived a couple houses down, so I showed up and demanded my cat back. She had the nerve to say he was so cool and she's attached. I was like, yeah, how do you think I feel? I nursed him back from the brink of death as a baby. I found him on the road in the middle of nowhere and he was in bad shape. Oh, and have loved him every day for the last 8 years. Took him out of her arms and went home. The nerve of some people. Absolutely. Oh, burr, burr. Okay, let's see. Um, somebody said, where is it? Oh, yeah, somebody's talking about kind of a neighborhood dog. That's how I feel about the pup. I get all the fun parts of the dog and no financial responsibilities. LOL. I do buy her treats and cute sweaters when I see them. And I've taken her to the vet because my schedule is much more flexible. I don't know. It takes a village. They're all happy and they all have a safe place. My neighbor is always taking care of my gardens. My thumb is not green. She shares her vegetables, lets my daughter come swim. We just made a space in this world that's peaceful for us all, two-legged and four-legged. And somebody says, dang, do you live in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? If only we all could. Truthfully, I think I just won the neighbor lottery. Yeah. Just don't take people. Oh. I don't know. You know how I feel about people. Sometimes they just get to be a little too much. Um, do we have one time, another time for one? Yeah, we got time for one more short one. This one's relatively short. Uh, so this was 8 months ago, and these are all from the r/entitled people subreddit. If you want to go and read the comments from any of these that we have read, um, so coworker told HR I was being exclusive for not inviting her to my wedding. Okay, first of all, just because you work with somebody does not mean you get an automatic invitation to their wedding. You just don't. It might be a small wedding. You might have only worked together for 6 weeks. It doesn't matter. You're not invited. Okay, we'll read. This was honestly one of the weirdest work things I've ever dealt with. There's a woman automatically not invited. Exactly. There's a woman in my office I'm friendly with, but not close to. We've had small talk here and there, nothing deep. No lunches together, no real outside of work connection. She found out I was getting married and asked when the wedding was. Then she straight up asked if she was invited. I kind of laughed and said, oh, no, it's really small, just close friends and family. I didn't think anything about it. She got quiet and a little cold after that, but I figured, okay, maybe awkward moment, whatever. Fast forward a few days later, I get a meeting invite from HR. Turns out she filed a complaint saying I was being exclusive and creating a hostile environment by leaving people out. Come on. Get over yourself a little bit. Because I didn't invite her to my wedding that I'm paying for that isn't even work related. Yeah, you are not entitled to somebody's wedding day. Oh my goodness. So I had to sit in this HR meeting and explain that I'm not required to invite coworkers I barely know to my literal wedding, that it's a personal event, that it has nothing to do with work or who's in the office. HR honestly looked just as confused as I was. They basically said, yep, okay, thanks, and closed the case. But now she acts super passive aggressive towards me, like side eyes, little digs when I walk by. Still bringing it up in these weird, sarcastic comments like, some people are so inclusive these days. Can't believe she actually thought HR could, what, make me invite her? Some people really do think they're the main character. Yeah, I think I would have I think I would turn around and be like, um, if everybody's like super in on getting HR in on this, maybe they can weigh in on whether or not you should continue to talk about it. If you don't think it was handled completely, we can get HR back involved. Right? So they obviously, I mean, good on them for, jumping right on it. As soon as somebody said, it's a hostile workplace, um, she obviously did not explain everything to them. As she probably, yeah. And they might have, but I would absolutely, if she does not, I mean, I would give her like, I would tell her, this is none of your business. This is my wedding. And the fact that you got HR involved in it is beyond the pale. I'm not going to talk about this with you again. I'm not going to listen to your comments. If you have any more comments, you can log them with HR as well and see how far you get, because that's just ridiculous. Oh, talk about somebody who needs more work to do. I don't know. This is why I could never work in HR. Uh, it's tough. But you're in kind of a supervisory role. So, I mean, people come to you with complaints and, you have to kind of look at policy and stuff too. Um, yeah, I think some people just need to kind of get over themselves. I'm one of those people a lot. I need to get over myself. But anyway, um, I'm going to go take some more medicine. And I will see you guys Wednesday on the main channel, Katie Lidwolf's 7:30. Next Thursday, right here on this channel with some more Reddits at 7:30, and 9 p.m. on Thursdays at the Hallowed Hearth podcast. Again, do all of the YouTube things. Please like, share, subscribe, follow on all of my socials. I have a Discord now for the other channel. So if you guys have ideas for here, you can put it on that Discord as well. I'll be checking that every couple of days. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for hanging out again.